Hi guys. Decided to take the hat off because it was just getting a bit too itchy up here. So unfortunately, the live stream that I was doing with Mike cut off. Um, but in the middle of his song, pretty much. In the middle of the night. In the middle of his song. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but I'm hoping that he can rejoin us. And I think it was the technical issues that we were having in the beginning kind of brought our time down. So we decided to do another stream for about 30 minutes. It's going to be shorter, um, and we're just gonna try and continue, and hopefully we can get a rendition of the Dyspraxia song because we had a couple of people who were requesting that one. So whenever he wants to rejoin, then yeah, we'll continue the conversation. It was a great conversation. We were getting into some good stuff. I wasn't expecting the whole thing to be sort of us making parallels between performing, because he is a musician and I'm a, sort of an actor. Um, I wasn't expecting us to have a lot of sort of similar parallels. But it just goes to show that performing is whatever kind of performing it is. There's always things that are similar. So whenever he wants to rejoin, hopefully we can get another song. Again, I apologize that it cut off pretty much in the middle of his song, especially with the way that solo was going. Uh, so yeah. So thanks for anybody who tuned in to the last one. Um, it was going pretty well, except for in the beginning. But that's usually how it goes, isn't it? At least I didn't lose the whole freaking live stream like I did with the one with Evan. That was not a fun thing. But yeah, just waiting for him to get back on. So until he joins, anybody have anything they want to say? Or want me to say or talk about? I don't really have anything in mind, so any questions, anything for me until Mike rejoins? Anybody who's here, if anybody is here, still watching? Or do you want to just look at my face? My clean shaven face. My baby face. My white, pale, chubby cheeks. How's work? Work is lame. That's all I can say about that. People I work with are not very friendly, except for maybe a couple of people, but they're not like really friendly. Like they're not interested in like getting to know me or anything, but they're all right. Some of the people I work with are just really apathetic, so they don't really care about anything. So I kind of get treated like some weirdo or something. So I don't know. I don't like it too much, but it is the way that it is. I miss working at Walmart in the online grocery department whenever I did because I enjoyed the people I was working with. I made some decent friends, and we all had good um, rapport, I guess. And there were a lot of fun I mean, it wasn't always great. It was stressful as hell, but do I like the work and comedy of Andy Kaufman? Are you saying that because I look exactly like Andy Kaufman? Because I know I do. You wouldn't be the first person to make that connection. Uh, Here I come to save the day. um, I'm not the biggest Andy Kaufman fan, but I appreciate some of the stuff. I appreciate him. I appreciate his boldness, the guts that he had to do the kind of performing and avant-garde kind of style that he had as far as performing. I respect that a lot. He was definitely a performance artist. That's what he was. He wasn't a comedian per se. He was a performance artist, and he was always down to try and troll people and try to play with the idea of people's perception of him and trying to trick people into wondering, is this legitimate? Is this fake? Like, is this a hoax? Like, what is going on? What is this really? um, so I respect that. I don't think he was as great as some people say. Um, and you know, as far as like his role in Taxi, he wasn't the best part of that show. You can tell that he didn't really want to be there. And his speaking style wasn't always like the best. He just sounded like nervous whenever he spoke, and still a hell of a lot better than Jim Carrey though. What is my favorite Robin Williams movie? Jeez. God, there's a lot of good ones. I'll tell you one of them. One of them. One of my favorite Robin Williams movies is The World According to Garp, which came out in 1982, which basically it was about feminism. Well, kind of. The character's mother was a feminist. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but a lot of crazy stuff happened in the movie, and Robin Williams' performance in it was really good. I mean, he wasn't just like the manic, funny man that you usually are used to seeing him as. It was one of his first film roles, and it showed how well he could do drama. And it was just an interesting story. So I don't know if I would say that's my favorite of his films. Another really great Robin Williams film that I love is World's Greatest Dad, which is on Hulu. I'd recommend you check it out. It was written and directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, who is also a really great comedian who was also like Robin Williams' best friend. So it's great to know that they were able to work on that film together, And Bobcat's also a really great guy. I follow him on Instagram. He liked one of my comments. Mike and Tom said you remind them of Jim Carrey, and he replied back them with Andy Kaufman. Interestingly, Jim Carrey played. Yeah, that's why I said hell of a lot better than Jim Carrey, because he did play Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, and I'm not a fan of Jim Carrey, to be honest. I just never really liked him as a performer, and especially as a person. He seems kind of a jerk. Especially after I hear about his antics during the making of Man on the Moon. And the movie was kind of silly. I mean, I think it's cool they made a movie sort of about Andy Kaufman, but I don't think he did a very good job playing Andy Kaufman. I don't think he really channeled him very much, and I think he's very patronizing, I would say. Taxi, I watched the first couple of episodes of Taxi. Of course, anything Danny DeVito is in, I love. I can't say that I like Taxi as much as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, though. That's one of my favorite shows. And Danny DeVito is freaking great as Frank Reynolds in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So if you like his role in Taxi, I highly recommend you watch him in It's Always Sunny, because his performance in that is just so great. He's so funny. Great character, just great performance. I love Danny DeVito. He's just great. The Trash Man. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in this boy's hole. Yeah. I don't know where Mike is. I thought he was gonna rejoin me. Do I think Danny DeVito's daughter is attractive? Don't know. She was in It's Always Sunny. She was in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She played like a waitress in that. And, I don't know. I've only seen her in the episode, and I don't really remember what she looked like. So I don't really know. So, that's all I can say about that. I guess this is just going to turn into a Q&A or something, because Mike is nowhere to be found. A Q&A with just two people. Hey, that's fine. I can do if it's just two people asking questions. If it's just one person asking a series of questions, then that's fine. That's fine. I don't know. I don't care. Okay. Danny DeVito was also great in Matilda, which is one of those movies that I grew up with, and a great movie. Danny DeVito directed that film as well, and he did a pretty good job directing. I wish he would direct another film because he was a good director. Yeah. So. Ah. I don't know what to do now. I should probably end this, but I don't really. I don't feel like going towards my camera. Billy. Matilda is a great movie. Have I ever seen Mars Attacks? I have. A long time ago, when I was probably about 9, I think I saw that movie. I don't remember too much about it except for how horrible the CGI aliens were. Uh, and I remember it was one of those movies that whenever I saw it, I wasn't really sure what to make of it because it was obviously like a comedy, but it also seemed like it wasn't totally a comedy. I don't know if that makes sense. It seemed like it was trying to be dramatic as well, but it also seemed like I don't know. It was just a weird movie. I'll have to see it again, but yeah, I have seen it a long time ago. I may have seen it more than once, but it was a long time ago, so I don't remember too much about it. But I know Danny DeVito was in that. What else was Danny DeVito in that I've seen? He was in Screwed with Norm Macdonald and Dave Chappelle. Which, if only that movie were better, because, I mean, what a great cast. Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle, and Danny DeVito. I mean, come on. But, unfortunately, it was not a very good script, so, yeah. What can you do? I haven't seen Twins. That was the one that he did with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ever impressive. I have not seen that one, no. I'm sure it's a interesting film. I have seen Romancing the Stone, though, which Danny DeVito was in. Also, another great Danny DeVito film is Ruthless People, which also has Bridget Mendler something. I don't know what her name is, but she was in that movie, and Judge Reinhold was in that film. Yes, Billy, what kind of accent would you like me to do? I can try my best. I can't promise it'll be a good accent, but I can do an accent. Boxers or briefs? Neither. Wink, wink. No, probably boxer briefs. Combine best of both worlds. Boxer briefs. Thong. Let me see that thong. Silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Well, I don't really know exactly what a London accent is, but I could try my best to do a sort of British accent. Most of my British accents, I always end up sounding like Charlie Chaplin or something. Or it sounds like some sort of rock star. I don't know. This is the best I can do. I can do Cockney. Anybody can do a Cockney accent. I can also, I can do a Scouse accent. Like I'm from Liverpool. You just end up sounding like a Beatle. That's right. Yes, yes, yeah, it's correct, really, yeah. I got a lot of things I want to say to you right now. I I can't move my mouth up over, up below just my top teeth. Now I turn into I'm from Alabama. I don't know how this happened. I traveled from London all the way to Alabama and changed my accent. I don't know how that happens. What is going on here? It's weird. It's real weird. I don't know it. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great accent. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks, mate. It's a good accent. Just don't ask me to do Australian because I cannot do Australian. Unless I want to say barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. There's a lot of Australians in Texas for some reason, and most of them are rude. And I don't know why. I'm not trying to make a general statement about Australian people, but the ones that I've met here, especially in customer service, there seem to be a lot of Australian Karens in Texas. And they get really pissed off about every little thing. And they're just rude. I don't know why. Babby. Babby. R.I.P. Mike. Alright. I guess he's not coming back. I don't know. I was expecting him to come back and whatever. Any other things for me to talk about? Anybody? Is there anybody out there? Any requests for singing a cappella songs for you? Because I'll do that all day. Do you believe in love after love? Australians always acting like that. Asking a question. I just got a message from Mike saying he's ready. Well, Mike, I've been doing this live stream for like, a while. About 15 minutes or so. I didn't realize you wouldn't be ready. Do you believe in love after love? Every time I think of that Cher song, I always think of the episode of South Park with where they parody that song. Alright, Mike is going to join us now. Jamming fish. So here we are. We're going to continue the conversation. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
I was holding down the fort. I didn't know that you weren't going to be ready, so
yeah, sorry, I just had to sort a few things out, unfortunately.
did a little impromptu Q&A, so that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Some people are going to hear me do some accents.
All right. How did they go?
All right. Huh?
How did they go?
Oh, good, I guess. I don't know how long I was doing it for. So, yeah. Mike's grown a beard.
Grown a beard, hey! Never had it on before.
Brandon's lost his beard.
Yeah.
If you see it lying anywhere, let me know, because I don't know what happened. Nah.
So he's
I need to get a tan. Unfortunately, there's not really anywhere for me to go to tan, because the pool's closed at my apartment.
Yeah. 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 I need to get this haircut done and this beard off. Might do that.
Yeah.
Over the next few days. Get my wife to do that.
Yeah, my hair is starting to grow back. It was I shaved it, about a month ago, and it's starting to come back, which is good. I'm glad it is coming back. I don't know if whenever you shave your head, it's that phase of when it starts coming back. It looks really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, different, isn't it? Different.
All right, so.
But yeah, I can't believe it cut me off on the last bit of
I know. I don't know if anybody, when people see this on like YouTube or something, in the middle of like towards the end, like the last 30 seconds of the video, you can see my face contorting from like ha ha ha. because I could see it going like 30 seconds, and I'm like, oh god, and then like 10 it was like 10 seconds left, and then you got into that really awesome like solo, and I was just like, oh no, he's doing a solo right at like it's when it's about to cut off. But
Oh,
it got a good amount of your solo before it did so. But yeah, it was a really jamming song.
thank you. Yeah, that song I wrote a long time ago. Um, Literally in the middle of the night. I'd just come back from watching a live concert. And yeah, I was just like, I'm going to write a song. Sat down with a piece of paper and a pen, wrote a song, and then took it
Do
back
you
home.
write so whenever you write a song, do you write like words first and then music, or the opposite?
It depends. I used to write lyrics first, um, but then if I've got a really good idea, then I'll kind of hum it. I'll record it into my phone, my audio recorder, and I'll hum an idea. Oh yeah, that might work. Then come down, sit at the keyboard, and then put that into practice, and then see what I can do. And then I play the music. I think, oh yeah, that sounds good. And then try and write the lyrics to that to make it all fit.
So
So
do you I guess it depends on what comes like what the inspiration comes first, like if you get a lyrical idea first or if you get a musical idea first.
yeah, I think when people have asked me to write a song, I'm like, okay, give me some context on that, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, and then I'm like, and then I'll have a song. The annoying thing is sometimes you'll kind of play a song, you think, yeah, that's good, and then you think, actually, no, I can't do that because it sounds like one of my other songs, but I've got different lyrics.
Yeah.
So, so it's always quite
Whenever you
difficult.
write a whenever you write a song for somebody and they give you like free reign, do they ever like and then you know like what happens with me sometimes as a lyricist is because I work with people, sometimes, and they'll ask me to write a song for them. Whether it's like they have music that they want me to write too, or they're just like, I want you to, just write us a song, and send it to us. And I'll ask them like, well, what kind of song do you want? What's the content? Like, what kind of style do you want it to be in? What kind of, is there a certain kind of song or artist that you're trying to emulate? Or, and they always say like, oh, just do whatever you want. Let's use your inspiration, your creativity, whatever. And I'm just like, okay. And then I send it to them, something I've come up with just on my own, and then they'll tell them like, or they'll just say like, oh no, that's not what we were looking for. Like, oh no, that's not gonna work. And it's like, well, you didn't tell me that you were looking for something more specific. I mean, you told me to do whatever I felt was right or whatever I wanted to do. So I've had a lot of songs that unfortunately got rejected, um, which is not a happy thing to happen. If I knew, it'd probably be easier if I knew how to actually write melodies and write my own songs. I did that once. My friend Matt and I, my collaborator, there were three songs where we decided to do the reverse of what we usually do and have him write the lyrics and me write the music. And it actually didn't turn out too bad, but he never did anything with them.
Yeah, it's always tricky. I think if you're a writer, it's amazing to see, but there's a slight difference between being a writer um, and being like a songwriter, because in a way, a songwriter has to hear how it's almost going to fit, rather than actually writing paragraphs or sentences and things like that. Because I've worked with people before, and it's just like that to me sounds like a story, and it doesn't flow in the way that a song flows in certain way,
Mm-hmm.
in certain structure. So I'm just like, right, well,
Well,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of look at that and take parts of it and try and push that bit. So if you've got a long paragraph, I'm going to have to separate all that paragraph up in the best way that I can to make it fit into the song.
that's just people not knowing how to structure a song, or
Yeah,
because I've written, I've been writing, lyrics for years and years, so like I know how to structure a song. Like even though I'm primarily just work with the words and the lyrics, I know what kind of lyrics make a good song. I know how to frame the song and to write words that flow with a rhythm that is musical, even though there's not music to it.
Yeah,
If you read it, there is sort of like an almost musical rhythm and flow to it, where I know that once this is put to music, then it's gonna sound good. It's gonna fit as long as the melody fits the words, you know. And I
yeah,
feel like it's important to make the words and the music work together and blend, rather than it being like the melody has to fit the words or the words have to fit the melody. They have to fit each other. It has to be like a marriage between the melody and the lyrics, and they both should be strong and they both should come out on top. And they should work well individually, and then once they are combined, then it should be like, you know, even better. That's how I feel about music and lyrics. And obviously, because I'm a lyricist, I focus more on lyrics, but I always try to make my lyrics very musical and make
yeah,
sure that it isn't that I'm telling a story and that I'm doing something unique with it, but it's got to work within the context and the frame of what it is, which is it's a song. So there's going to be music to it. It's got to be something that could be sung naturally and flow, and yeah.
definitely. But
And it
I
gets
just
kind of
like,
it gets kind of difficult whenever you're separate people writing songs together. You know, there's a separate person writing the lyrics and a separate person writing the music, because you have to make compromises and you have to work. You know, there has to be that sort of collaboration and camaraderie, and you know, yeah.
definitely. But sometimes I just come out of ideas, and I think, oh, that sounds good, and then just make up an idea, make up a song on the spot, and if I like that, then you know, it's I have to be very quick on trying to record my ideas as soon as I get something. So I've got a lot of recordings stored on my computer and my workstation that I'm just like, oh yeah, it's just like this date at this time, and then you go back, it's like, oh, it's just about half a minute long. It's like loads of little bits of unfinished songs. You think, yeah, I probably need to write those a bit more, or I need to now piece them back together, or because
Yeah,
it's very easy for me to go, oh yeah, but I've got this great idea. If I don't get it down quick,
you're gonna
then
forget it.
everything else that's going on in my life, I come back to it and go, oh, I can't remember how to do it. Billy's asked, can we hear the
When,
Dyspraxic Help for You jingle?
whenever you have those bursts of inspiration, doesn't it become like you start becoming obsessive over that, of preserving that idea, where
Yeah,
it's like I have this idea and I have to get it down before I forget it. Like that happens with me with lyrics sometimes. I'll be out on a walk. I remember there was one song I wrote. Actually, no, this has happened several times. I don't know why I'm saying one song, but there's one that I'm thinking of. But I was out on a walk and words just kept coming to my mind, and this whole song just kept flowing in my head, and I had no way to write it down. I didn't have my phone with me. I didn't have a notepad. I was just like, so I immediately just started like just power walking home, like just like repeating the words in my head. So and then going home, and then immediately went to a notebook and just started writing down every idea that I could, from it. And you become
it's
obsessed over it, and you're just like, nothing else matters until I get this down,
yeah.
you know,
I mean,
before I forget it.
when I used to, where I used to work, I just used to be like, oh, I'm writing a song, plug in my earphones and just listen to my keyboard track, and I'd be like, don't talk to me, I'm getting something written down here. Just
Yeah, I feel
get written
sometimes
down.
I'm a bit rude, because I'll be on my computer and like I'm just like really right, and then like my bro will come talk to me, and I'm just like, hold on, I'm just like I gotta get this down,
It is.
because you don't want to forget it, and it's really easy for us to forget things like that. I mean, I've come up with really good ideas for lyrics that I've was never in a position where I wasn't in the right moment to write them down, and then they're just, you forget them, and then you lose them.
Definitely. So, but yeah, I suppose I could play a Never Let Go song if you like. Um,
Yeah, well, Billy he recommended the Dyspraxia song, if you want to play that.
Well, this is a thing, and it's so weird because literally I wrote that that long ago, and can I remember how it goes? No, I can't. So I'm just going to have a quick check back. Let me have a look. And it's weird because like I've got so many ideas and so many bits and pieces that are going on. Like I did a quiz not so long ago, so I've got my own quiz jingle that's stuck in my head. And if I go, most likely I'm going to pull that and I'm going to play it right now. And that's not what I want to play. And then I've got every little track. So let me just have a
Yeah,
look
you can play whatever you want.
about that. Yeah. Hey,
I know some people wanted to hear the Dyspraxia song or the.
I know the Dyspraxia song. We can do that one. Dyspraxia, and we're all go dyspraxia, and it affects us all dyspraxia. When you can't catch up on dyspraxia, and you might never fall, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 oh no. Some people they ask me, why are you like this? Some people don't understand. How can you not understand this bliss? Why not? Why not? Is it just me? Why not? Why not? It's very hard for me to see dyspraxia, and we're just in the cold dyspraxia, and it affects us all dyspraxia. When you can't catch up on dyspraxia, when you might have a phone, no, no. Oh no, oh no, 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 dyspraxia. When we test on the cold dyspraxia, when it affects us all dyspraxia. When you can't catch up on dyspraxia, and you might just have a fall. Oh no, oh no, oh dyspraxia. So yeah, I mean that one was just kind of written on the spot. When we were on the call, we were just like, "Hey, play a song," and I was just like, "Yeah, I'll make that song up." So I am in the process of recording that one in my studio environment. So
Nice. I had an idea of like I think it'd be cool to put like together an album of like Dyspraxic songs, with
yeah,
different people, because I know that there's a fair amount of like musicians like in the Dyspraxic community, and I think that'd be cool, I mean, I've written a couple of songs about dyspraxia, just like the words and stuff that I've been trying to get people to put to music, but nobody wants to put them to music just because dyspraxia is not a subject that they feel enough of a connection to put music to. Um,
I'd be very grateful and very honoured to put music to any of your tracks, any lyrics.
oh, awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm always down to write lyrics with other people, with anybody new. So yeah, if you ever wanted to collaborate on a song, I'm totally down for that.
Definitely, no, collaboration is something that I've always wanted to do. You know, it's always something because you can get different ideas going, and you get that feeling that you're not on your own in a way.
Yeah,
So
it's really great to collaborate. Because yeah, I mean, you have that, especially like because I'm good with the words, and so whenever I go off and I think about, that's my part of what I'm focusing on, my concentration, and then somebody else works on the lyric or the music, um, and it becomes like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like a two heads are better than one type situation.
oh,
Sometimes,
definitely. There's
that's
certain
how it is
times
for my friend Matt and I when we write songs together, because I write the words and he writes the music, and we collaborate too. Like we actually discuss, and like, okay, how do we change the words to fit the music better, and how do we change the music to fit the words better. So it's always like interesting to have that collaboration, I think.
oh, totally. And you can get so much vibe as well from that, really. Um, but yeah, I just love writing music. I love performing music, and I don't let anything get in my way, really, if I can. Um, so, but
That's good.
like you say, you can write music about anything, about the weather, about what you're doing, about what your name is, about where you're going, about where you've been.
Yeah, exactly. Any
It's
there's I think it would be cool to do like a I think it would be a good I don't know. I was thinking about this for a while, like to have like a collaborative like project between Dyspraxics, where like an album or something that
yeah,
people almost like a. I mean, you're the only one that I know like really who plays and records their own music, like in the Dyspraxic community. I forget his name. I think it was Oliver. He played
hmm
guitar, but
yeah,
I don't know if he has like a recording equipment or anything like that.
yeah,
Um, I don't know him that well, but and I know some people have written like poems about dyspraxia. I'm sure some people can write lyrics too. I just think it'd be cool to if people were able to get to, not even just get, but like work together on contributing something, to like a dyspraxic album or something with like, if there's people in the community who are good singers, and then
yeah,
they want to sing a song,
yeah,
and somebody wants to provide lyrics, like we can, like, the two songs that I've written about dyspraxia could be like on, part of it too, and I know Annabelle even wrote a poem, and I'm sure that could be turned into a song. I mean,
yeah,
there's so much
exactly.
that could be done to show people that this is a thing where it's like all dyspraxic. Everybody involved in it is a dyspraxic, and it just shows
Yeah.
that we have talents, and even though we all have difficulties and struggles, like we still can do so much, and we can work together on making something. I don't know. It's just an idea I had, but
I think it's a fantastic idea because it does bring people together and people don't feel that all the pressure is on one person. Um, it's just like, yeah, okay, someone could sing it. Um, the technology is almost there, but you can send clips. You can send me lyrics, and I can look at that, and then put some music, and then send my music to a vocalist, and they can record it, and then send me back their voice clip, and then I can use their voice in the editing software, and just put it all
hmm
around really. So
yeah, I think that would be.
I think
I was gonna say, I think
collaboration.
it'd be a great idea to uh, like if there's other people that like they can just contribute in their own way, and then like some
Yeah,
songs can have you singing, some songs could have somebody else singing. If somebody could write their
exactly,
own song, like if there's just some musician who's dyspraxic and they're like, hey, I could write a song about dyspraxia and record it and
exactly.
send it, and then that could be like a part of it, and it's just something that everybody works together on, some
Yeah,
big
I mean,
collaborative project. I think that'd be really cool.
I've done kind of a lot of charity CDs in the past in the UK, and that is just what you're saying down to a T because it's just like, oh yeah, this person's my my friend, she sings. She'd be interested in being on your CD. And okay, it hasn't gone big time because various bits and pieces, but it's raised money in that. But I think it's just
That's for
like
a good cause too.
it's just like for a good cause, and it's like, oh yeah, and people go, oh yeah, so and so is a guitarist. They'd like to be on the track, or this person plays a flute. Could they be on the track? And the way that I used to do it is I used to go to a lot of open mic nights, and just play music, and then watch the talent and go, yeah, you're a good vocalist, you're a good guitarist, you play the flute, that's really good. You two sound really good together. And I just keep on going up to people and going, well, I'm doing a CD. Would you be like to be on it? And see what happens. And generally, I've probably done about 6 CDs to help people.
Oh wow.
And it's just great because you listen back to those tracks and you think, it was great because some people have collaborated more on the lyrics and gone, actually, I don't think the lyrics sound that great, but what about this idea? Can I put a bit to the table? And it's like, yeah, just do it. Just I'm very easy to work with.
Hmm.
Sometimes because you'll think, yeah, I've written a great track or whatever. People go, well, it would be better sounded like this, and you go, and then you listen back to that and you go, actually, yeah, a bit of constructive criticism doesn't go, it goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never unable to come up with lyrics, and I mean, I already have 2 songs about dyspraxia already, so that that's sort of something I can contribute, and I don't think it'd be interesting to try and find other people who are good. Find somebody who's good at creating like a design, like for like a cover,
Yeah,
or somebody who can play drums. I know you can drum, so if you couldn't find anybody, I mean, you could always drum.
yeah,
Um, and then yeah, like just putting some tracks together, trying to find anybody who wants to contribute in any sort of way, and um, it would be promoting the arts, it'd be promoting dyspraxia, and getting exposure for that in a very constructive way, and yeah, so I mean, I think that's something that's worth pursuing for sure.
oh, definitely, definitely, and I think with the platforms that we have, and the technology that we have, all we do is we social network with people, we keep communication open, and we see what we get. Really, at the end of the day,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
I'm a true believer like yourself, but I think this could actually be, something good, even if it doesn't go anywhere. If we can raise awareness of dyspraxia across the globe, then that's something that we can be proud of, that we've actually achieved that. Because
Exactly. And then plus you'd be making songs that people who are dyspraxic will listen to and will be like, "Oh, that I something I identify with." I these songs speak to me, because there's not really songs written about dyspraxia.
no,
And music is a great way to tell a story that connects with people on a deeper level than a lot of other things. And um, so having dyspraxics working on songs about dyspraxia, and it could even be vague. I mean, it could, I mean, there's so many things that could be done to make it truly like artistic
mm,
and expressing, the dyspraxic
yeah,
experience. So if that's something that people want to do, then I would definitely throw my hat in the ring and want to be involved in that in whatever way
yeah,
I could.
yeah, me too as well. And over the years, I've got better at producing. I've got better software. I've got better things that can help me out. So if someone sends me something that's not quite in time or whatever, then I can put it in time. It's just I've got the experience of doing that really, and I think yeah, just see what happens, see how it rolls. Um, if we've got the right people on board, then why not? And I suppose at the moment, being unemployed, I do have a bit more time. Um, but obviously, with family life and stuff, you've got to obviously put that into perspective. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think it's something that could be simple, because it's multiple people working sort of independently and then putting it all together.
yeah,
Um, get with some of the people because I know Oliver plays guitar. I don't know if there's anybody else who plays instruments. See if they can find a way to record something, and yeah, just make it a collaborative effort and find people that can do. And it could be just something that you put on YouTube or put on SoundCloud or Spotify or something anywhere, any platform. Just put it out for free and then just promote it, just share it, and who knows.
definitely. But no, it's been great joining you for these live streams. It's the first time, so it's um,
Yeah,
it's been
yeah. This
interesting.
one definitely turned out. Yeah, it turned out well. I mean, we had some good conversations and a lot of, that's the thing is even though everybody who is dyspraxic is different, we all have similar experiences and we all can relate in various ways. Um, but I think you have a good attitude about it. You seem pretty optimistic. I'm not always the most optimistic person. I struggle to. I'm still trying to put together a live stream talking about dyspraxia and mental health,
Hmm.
because I feel like there's a lot that can be talked about with that, and that's always something that I try to encourage people to talk about. It was talking about dyspraxia and mental health that got me banned from the American dyspraxia page on Facebook,
Right.
which is really unfortunate. And I think that it's something that shouldn't be stigmatized and something that people should talk about. But I think that people can have dyspraxia and be optimistic, and part of that is reminding and being aware that most of us have something to offer. We have talents and skills, and we
Yeah,
have something to contribute. Just we can't just be written off because we're dyspraxic. We have a lot of potential, even if there's a lot of things that we're not good at, a lot of things that we struggle with. um, it can be embarrassing, it can just it can hurt your self-esteem, but there's a lot of people I know who they don't do anything in the arts. They don't have that thing. They don't have that outlet. And that's one of the things I'm happy about, that I have such a passion for acting. I have
yeah,
such a passion for writing, and it never becomes something I become disillusioned by because of money. And I've seen that happen with far too many artists, is they feel like I need to be successful at this. I need to be famous. I need to be, I need to make a bunch of money from doing this, or it's not worth doing. And I never feel that way. I never, I am a writer. I am an actor. Whether I make money doing it or not, I'm still gonna do it because it's what I love to do. It makes life
yeah,
worth living, and it, it just brings beauty to the world. And I'd rather create something than do nothing with my life.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say?
Not really. No, I think we've covered quite a bit, really.
Yeah, it's
No, thank you for having me.
absolutely. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for everybody who joined us and watched.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure there's going to be other people who are going to see it on my Instagram, IGTV thing, and YouTube.
Hmm.
So thanks for anybody who watched after the fact, and thanks for the people who had some questions and contributed to this
Definitely,
conversation.
because that really
So
helped.
until next time.
People asking questions really helped you to drive the call, so that's really good.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing I always worry about is people are not going to ask anything because then I'm just like, well, I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah,
It's
I need a
like,
question.
what do we do? What do we do? It's like I don't want too much. I don't want a bunch of dead air.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
all right. Well, you have a good night, Mike,
yeah. Will do.
and talk to you next time.
Will do. Take care. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.